Hi, I'm Bruce from Counting Down To, and if you're watching this, you're probably already familiar with AWeber. It's a pretty great piece of marketing software. I'm going to show you how to embed countdown clocks from countingdownto.com into AWeber, and there's three different methods you can use. I'm going to start with the simplest one. Um, Either way, you'll need to have created a countdown on countingdown2.com. So one thing that's important is website countdowns won't work. You need to click on email countdowns to create a countdown that's going to work in email. So here's an email countdown I created earlier using countingdown2.com. And I'm going to click add to my email. And so the first way that you can embed countdowns into AWeber is to just take this entire block of code here, I'm going to copy it, and you can create a message using the HTML editor. So I'm going to do a countdown to my Christmas sale. Heading. And so because we're using the HTML editor, we have this little button in the top left, source. So if we switch over to that, we can see the HTML source code of our email. And so again, what we want to do is take this, take the entire HTML code that was provided by Counting Down To, copy it, and you can see we wrote here is your countdown. You can see this thing is a new line, and we've got a couple of new lines, and then after that I'm going to paste in the entirety of that code that I copied from Counting Down To. And then we can hit source up here again to flip back to the preview kind of view, and then you can see the countdown is embedded into your email now using the HTML editor. And a little bonus tip, if you don't want it centered, there's a lot of people want them centered, so by default we center it, but you can easily just delete that text align centered bit out of the CSS, and then when you switch back, you'll see it's left aligned. So now we can preview and test this one we made using the HTML editor. And I'm just going to send myself a test message and just make sure that it comes through okay. That should all work. And here it is. I'm just opening my email now. And there's the message I just sent myself, the email countdown ticking away there. So then the next way to, so AWeber gives you three different ways of creating messages. So we just created one using the HTML editor. So now I'm going to create one using the drag and drop email builder. So what you can do here, you're probably familiar with this builder, but you basically drag different blocks of things onto the page. So for this, our email countdowns are actually provided as images. So that's what you want here. So you can drag an image onto the page, and now you get to edit some of the attributes of this image over here on the right. And you'll see there's nowhere that you can paste in a whole block of HTML, but what you can paste in is an image URL. So if we flip back to here, we'll see in this code, there's actually two different URLs. That one's a link to the countdown, and this one is the actual URL of the image that we're going to embed. So you don't really need to know what that means, but you just need to know that the last URL is the one you want. So you can just copy that and paste it into this box over here. And that's all you need to do. But if you want to get the countdown to show up to be the exact same size that you set it to, you'll see that you can flip back to here, and you'll see there's some size information in here, the max width and max height. So these are based on the size you created the countdown at. So we can actually just copy those over. 473 is the width in this case. Paste that onto there. And 268 is the height. Again, this is an optional step. It'll still work, it just might be a slightly different size from what you expected. That's all you need to do. You can, again, this is another optional step, this link is the page people will be directed to if they click on the countdown. So you could leave that blank so they don't go anywhere. That will make the countdown not clickable, or you could make this a link to some page on your website that you want to direct them to if they click on the countdown. So let's just test that one out again. Set myself a test message. So this time we use the drag and drop editor to create the email. And here's the countdown. So there it is. And then there's one last way. If you want to use the plain text editor, then what we can do is create a message using this third plain text message here. So, as you might imagine, in a plain text message, you can't actually add a countdown in line. It's literally plain text. But what you can do is add a link to the countdown. Because whenever we create an embeddable countdown for you, we also have a web page at a unique URL that displays that countdown. And so you'll actually find that's the first URL in this embed code. There's actually a link to a web page containing the countdown. So you can paste that link into your plain text message. And now if we send a test version of that, you'll see this is plain text, so there's no countdown, but there is a link to the countdown. If I send myself a test message, most email software that your recipients use will turn that into a clickable link. And so I'll just demonstrate what that will look like to your recipient. So now I've received this test email, and because it's plain text, there's no actual countdown, but there is this link in it. Here is a link to my countdown. If they click on that link, then they're taken to this web page that our system has automatically generated, which just displays the countdown. So that's the way you can deal with it if you want to send plain text. So there you go. If you have any questions, just contact us using the website, and I'll help you out. Cool, thanks.